Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of Drali 2v2 games, and as you can see on your screen, it looks like Drali is back in the grind and back at rank 1 in 2v2 at the start of the new season. So let's take a look at a couple of his games. He's been playing tons. If you want to see more of his games, just go search his name on ballchasing.com and you'll find a bunch of them. But I've picked out a couple that I think you guys are going to like. Let's get into the first of the two. Okay, in the first of the two games for today's video, we've got Drali and Jen up against Fairy Peak and Regzer. Shout out to Regzer. I believe he is the one who uploaded this video, this replay I should say, to ballchasing.com, and we're going to be seeing him in both of today's games actually. So if you want to see more of his games, like I said before, just head over to ballchasing.com and you'll be able to see them. So questionable start to the game here from Drali. He's way out of the game here, committing on, well, a play that his teammate already had under control. Not only that, they were not going to recover quickly off this one either, so easy counter-attack there for Fairy Peak, and Drali already trails by 1 at the start of this game. Jen covering the net on the second kickoff. Drali looking to back him up again, this time not getting too close like he did in the first play, but his presence is not needed anyway as Jen puts it in by himself, ties up the game. Interested to see if the synergy is going to improve between Drali and Jen as this game goes on. So at the moment they don't need synergy, it would seem. They're up 2-1, great kickoff by Jen. Drali charges in and scores into the open net. That was of course all on the kickoff though. Close cheat from both teams, so if it does end up being a big win, then the team who get the big win are probably going to score off it. Looks like Drali's already given his teammate a lot more space after that first misplay in the game where they both ended up on top of each other and double committed on not even a chance that would be worth sending really one person at. He doesn't want to make that same mistake again. Now Drali starting the bounce dribble down the left hand side. Fake challenge there by Regzer. Drali did not fall for it. Goes for the shot past Fairy, who saves. I think intelligent move there by Drali not to lunge in. Like I said, he's already made that mistake once this game. Unfortunately for him, his teammate has left the ball, and that allows Fairy Peak to 1v1 Drali. And even though Drali is immense in 1v1, he is still in a vulnerable position there. He'd much rather have his teammate put in a challenge from behind so that he doesn't have to leave the net open by challenging himself. But right back into the lead. Slow recovery there by the orange team. Allows Drali to just waltz the ball right into the open net. And although the synergy hasn't been that great for them so far, and another kickoff goes completely astray there for Drali, accidentally single jumping instead of double jumping there, they're still able to get their noses in front because they've taken the chances that they've got. 2v2 all about being as clinical as possible. All about being as consistent as possible. You don't ever want to take unnecessary risks in close games. That was a lovely pass there by Fairy Peak. Regzer decides to lob it back towards him. That's going to force Fairy Peak to use a lot of boost just to get a touch on the ball. Looks like the pass went a bit too high there for Fairy to really do much with it. Drali offloads now to Jen. The synergy definitely looking a lot better for these two as the game goes on. This is something that you'll notice when you watch high-level players play 2v2 compared to lower-rated players. When something goes wrong, higher rated players will usually use that as a learning opportunity. They'll think, okay, what did we do wrong? What happened in this game? What happened in this position to enable the opposing players to score, or to prevent your team from scoring? And of course, we're referring to the double commit, Drali and Jen. It was all on Drali. He just jumped for no reason. And since then, we've not really seen him going too close to Jen. He's trying to go off about a quarter of a field distance behind him when they're attacking. And he's trying to be in the area to capitalize on any good 50-50s when Jen is making challenges. That's obviously a much better stance to take. Drali realized the mistake and he doesn't want to make it again. So good defense there by Drali. Gets a 50-50 with both players. Jen taking his time, offloads to Drali in the back corner, intercepted by Regzer. But no panic though. Drali again still looking to follow up on these clear ball touches by Regzer, or by Jen I should say. He's just making himself an option to pass to, and now Jen actually leaves the back corner boost knowing that Drali would want it and pressures the midfield. That gives Drali a free aerial to contest. Synergy definitely looking a lot better for these two as the game goes on. And again, Drali not lunging in, not getting that same position wrong that he got wrong earlier by jumping for a ball that his teammate has already got pressure on. And he continues to be an option downfield, give his teammate more passing options, more clearing angles. Confidently goes for the boost steal, knowing that Jen has the defense on lock for the time being. Long stint without goals. Jen gets both of the orange players to jump. Drali's follow-up shot from an awkward angle not on target. Still a great position for him though. Look at the speed on the turn. Drali snipes the bottom corner. That came at a complete surprise to Regzer, who was in defense, actually in the middle of the goal, but with no momentum and no boost to his name, couldn't get back to the corner to save Drali's shot. Even if Drali doesn't score there, it's still a phenomenal position for himself and Zhen. Drali actually leaving Fairy Peak to 1v1 Zhen here. That could end up being a mistake, and it looks like it almost was. Fairy Peak nearly got the 1v1 play there. Looks like Drali might have been able to just stay on Fairy Peak and continue to challenge from behind, allow Zhen to cover the net, but Drali has had a lot of faith in Zhen several times this game. He's left him to defend solo, and so far it hasn't gone all that badly. Now, Drali accidentally getting no contact there, but it's not a bad situation at all. It's going to roll through to Zhen. Looks like he wanted to chip the ball vertically, wanted a very slight touch on it, and sometimes, of course, when you go for those slight touches, you do end up missing completely. Now Drali's pre-jump, corrected with the back flip to counter the shot, which was going behind him. Leaves them in a great position here. 5-2 now with 16 seconds left. Not a clean game by any stretch of the imagination, but still a win for Drali and Zhen. They took their chances. Even after some early misplays, they were able to stabilize and synergize to a much higher level as the game went on. The only thing I don't like about how they played is that they did leave each other alone in defense a few times that looked not necessary. Now, of course, there's sometimes you can absolutely leave your teammate alone in defense if it looks like they can easily control the position, if they've got boost, if they've got an easy angle to defend the net with, or put in a challenge. There's plenty of time for you to go and grab boost in the back corner, but one or two times this game, I think both of them could have pressured the ball a little bit more and made each other's lives a lot more easy. But clear to see that the mechanics were just good enough to get the job done, as long as they don't double commit, as long as they don't take each other out of the game. Fairy Peak and Regzer were not able to match them for speed, were not able to match them in terms of efficiency, despite trying to get the passing plays going, especially once they ended up trailing 3-2 in the middle of the game. So that's the first of the two games here. Let's get into number 2. Drali going to be playing with a different teammate, I believe, for this one. Let's see how it goes. Drali and Smokes this time, again up against Regzer, and this time it's oKhaliD who will be teaming up with Regzer against Drali. Shout out to Smokes, who's the one who uploaded this game. I think Regzer and Smokes both uploaded this game, in fact, but we already gave Regzer a mention last game. You guys are obviously, as always, going to think that I'm sponsored by bellchasing.com. I have to clarify that I am not. I just love the website. I think it's fantastic, and it's a great resource to be able to go and download high-level games, take a look at them in your own spare time if you want to pause, rewind, or just analyze a specific player and try to download their play style so that you can copy it yourself. Now, I had a chance to talk to Drali earlier today. He told me that he's trying to de-rust, and he's, he thinks that he's back, close to an acceptable level, but not in 1v1, only in 2v2. I think he's prioritized getting the 2v2 grind back first, and then 1v1 will follow after. But it's clear to see that he's not at the same level that he previously was, at least in terms of mechanical dominance. When Drali burst onto the scene at the end of last year, he did look like the most mechanical player, even able to outpace players like Daniel on the USE server. So you can't do that unless you're a monster in terms of mechanics and speed. But in that last game that we saw, and in Drali's own words, he still feels like he's pretty rusty. So look forward to seeing just how quickly he can get back up to speed. Clearly, although he doesn't feel like he's there yet, it's still enough to get up to that rank 1 in the leaderboard, which is impressive. It's going to be exciting to see what happens for Drali in this next year. I believe he's 14 years old now. He's going to need to wait a bit before he can play RLCS still, but I'm sure that year will fly by should he stay active in community tournaments. And who knows, maybe a show match here and there. So already leading by 2. Drali and Smokes completely out pressuring oKhaliD and Regzer. Looks like oKhaliD didn't have enough boost to get up for the open net there, but he is able to secure the open net for Regzer by keeping the ball in the box. Worst thing that could have happened there for oKhaliD is if he pinches it off the crossbar and it does end up going sideways. He kept it middle. Demo kickoff there by Smokes. These guys are not in a party, so that's just well communicated by Smokes in the team chat. Wish we could have team chat in Rocket League replays. That would be really funny to be able to go and look at the chat that goes alongside any game and see the tilt firsthand. oKhaliD trying to spot Drali off the goal line, but Drali was faking a challenge. Easily turns back around and swats the ball into the back corner. Oh no, Smokes has actually got the ball past 2 here. Regzer not able to get the shot saved. Drali puts him up 3-1. Looks like oKhaliD was going for a precise touch to the back corner there to control the ball and ended up missing entirely. So Really big mistake there by khalid. They might have redeemed themselves here somewhat as another kickoff goal goes in. They are still going to keep this one close. 1-goal game. But just like the last game that we saw, there have been lots of awkward positions developing because players at the high level in the EU server are not afraid of getting up close and personal. They're not afraid of making life difficult for themselves just to make it even more difficult for their opponents. khalid now leaving an open net for Regzer. Actually well defended it must have been. I thought it was open. Regzer had his shot saved by Smokes as Drali got Devitt out of the position. khalid wants a low 50-50. This is still a great position for them. He's stolen the boost away. Drali's got 15 to defend with, and he's going to go straight for the ball. And that is a phenomenal contact by Drali. That's going to buy him enough time to grab a 100 boost. It's also going to give Smokes a chance to pressure the ball way at the end of the blue half. Much better position than what they were in before. It shows the value of actually challenging in defense. And many a high-level player in that position would have sat on the back wall and waited for the play to come to them, but not Drali. He knows it's actually much easier for his teammate to play off his aggression in that position than it is for his teammate to just sit in net and wait for Drali to finally do something. Another long period of play with no goals being scored at a 3-2 scoreline. Just like the last game, we had goals flying in, and then as soon as it ends up being 3-2 for Drali's team, no goals. As he and his teammate have now clamped down in defense. Smokes is somewhat out of the game here, and here comes khalid down the middle. Once the air dribble bump, actually just leans back and goes for the dunk instead, and it's gone in. khalid mixing it up here. It looked like an air dribble bump position for sure, but he leans back, denies Drali the 50-50 that he wanted. It was just a one-touch save, and then a dunk from khalid, and it bounces into the top corner. The master of 50-50s, a master of challenges, coming up with something very unusual there to tie the game. And again, air dribbling to try and get another goal for his team. It looks like Smokes is out of the game here. Drali jumped early, tried to force khalid into an uncomfortable position. It looks like Smokes might have jumped as well, or just did not recover fast enough to defend the net. khalid just air dribbles it right in. We're going to need to go back and take a look at that goal at the end of this game. That was 4th goal for the blue team. I'll let the game play out here. Let's see the outcome, and then we'll go back and see what happened there, because we did not see why Smokes wasn't able to defend the net. Given Drali's aggression on challenges, I would have expected Smokes to back off and play, assuming that Drali would be aggressive there. Well, here comes Smokes, double off the post, and after Drali's demo and Regzer, Smokes only had one man to beat. Still though, that man he had to beat was khalid, so great job by him to put that one past him and tie the game. 24 seconds left now. Blue team have been piling on the pressure. Been very, very one way since that 3-2 deficit happened for them, creating a multitude of chances. Drali's made the best one yet. 5-4. Smokes bangs it in. What a 50-50 by Drali, bouncing it off the ceiling and into the center of the box. That really could have gone anywhere if he didn't control it with the underside of the car. And now it's all to do for khalid and Regzer. khalid once again air dribbling. He's had so much success with the air dribbles, but Drali's looking good for the defense of this one. Nice and early on the challenge, and Regzer can't follow it up. Drali and Smokes close out the win. They had to defend for a good while in this game. They started the stronger of the two teams mid-game. They were just hanging on to a 3-2 lead for a long time. Now let's take a look at what happened here on this goal. So Smokes is the player we need to pay attention to. This is the most interesting goal, I think. He doesn't make contact on a tight angle shot. So here he's trying to get a very precise touch on the ball, but looks like he just completely misjudges the position. And then khalid manages to do a lean back dunk onto Drali to tie the game. Now here we are again. Smokes way out of position here. Drali stalls for him to come back into the play. Yeah, but it looks like Smokes and Drali just were not on the same page here. Smokes thought that Drali would be completely out of boost. If you watch one more time, Drali jumps up here, gets a soft touch clear, doesn't boost down the wall, and yeah, Smokes just thinks that Drali's going to flip back to net here, so he jumps over him, not wanting to be at the mercy of a khalid flip reset or last second dunk or change of direction. with this air dribble. He prefers to be proactive with the challenge, assuming that Drali won't be able to help him in this position, but he was mistaken. Drali actually was able to help him in that position. Drali forced oKhaliD to change direction with his air dribble. We'll watch oKhaliD's POV actually. See that he does see Drali jumping, so he air dribbles the ball to the right and also up into the air to go over the top of that challenge from Drali. And here, in this moment, if Smokes had just waited on the ground, if he just stayed on the ground here, I don't really like the back wall takeoff, not really necessary. If he just waited on the ground next to the goal and to see that touch there, that last touch, that's when he would have wanted to go up. Now, he's still not in an easy position to save because oKhaliD, with 15 boost and some of the best 50-50 mechanics in the world, he'll be very difficult to stop with this position, this momentum. But I think Smokes would have a good chance to deflect the ball into the back corner area, and hopefully for his sake and for Drali's sake, it wouldn't be in a position that Rigzer can quickly follow up on. But yeah, that's why you don't really want to be jumping as the sole player who can defend the goal in 2v2. 2v2, when somebody's coming at you, there's two jobs to do. One of you has to pressure the ball, one of you has to defend the net. Now, Smokes here, he knows he's the only player that can defend the net between himself and Drali. Drali cannot defend the net here. He's out of the position. He's in no man's land. There's no way that he can make a save, especially being probably low on boost, as Smokes, I'm sure, would be aware. However, Drali can pressure the ball from here. He can jump up in the air. He could force oKhaliD to get extra touches, which makes it more difficult for oKhaliD to control this one. He can force oKhaliD to air dribble the ball high. That's enough for Smokes to play off in most situations. So, I don't think the best play here by Smokes. I think he's got to wait. He's just got to trust Drali to force oKhaliD to make those touches, and then after those touches are made, he can go in and make his play. But it's a really difficult one. It's a tough one to read because obviously from Smokes' POV, he's not sure if Drali has any boost left. That play there wasted a bit of boost. You can even see actually from a bit earlier, he knows Drali will probably be boost starved or will likely not be able to get back into this play. So yeah, he just decides, well, I'm alone here against oKhaliD, I might as well dive in. And then to his horror, he realizes, wait, Drali actually had boost. Whoops. So it happens. They were able to get the win anyway here. Great work by both of them to come back and get the win. We had, I think, the little double tap by Smokes after the Drali bump, and then we had the lovely open net for Smokes after Drali got his revenge by dunking oKhaliD. So great stuff, good games, and exciting to see Drali back on the grind. He's already rank 1. Well, rusty, according to himself. And you guys can just decide yourselves. Compared to the Drali of old, does Drali look rusty? I think he definitely looks a little bit rusty. Because, he was just if not the fastest, then one of the fastest players in 2v2 and 1v1 worldwide when he was at his peak at the end of last year. As always, guys, thanks for watching these videos. Hopefully you're enjoying the 2v2 rank breakdowns. Shout out to the players who continue to auto-upload or manually upload their high-rated games to ballchasing.com so we can take a look at them through the microscope, and keep an eye on the live stream this week for more show matches and other exciting content. I won't spoil it for you, but this is going to be a good week of streams. Follow me on Twitter if you want to know when I'm going live. I tweet before all my live streams, and you won't miss them if you follow me there. Twitch notifications a bit scuffed, but Twitter, much more reliable. Thanks once again, guys, for watching. Until next time, take care. I'll see you in the next video.